Imagine being spotted on a street in Africa, having never seen a fashion magazine in your life, and within months walking the most prestigious runways in the world. Imagine being told you're too dark to succeed, then becoming one of the highest paid models in history. Imagine falling in love with a rock star, building a groundbreaking business empire, and forever changing what beauty means in the fashion industry. This isn't fantasy. This is the extraordinary life of Iman Abdulmajid, the Somali supermodel who didn't just break barriers, she shattered them. Today, we're diving into the jaw-dropping story of Iman, the accidental model who became a cultural icon and revolutionary force in fashion. The unlikely discovery. From Refugee to Runway, Iman Mohammed Abdulmajid was born on July 25, 1955, in Mogadishu, Somalia, to a diplomat father and gynecologist mother. Her childhood was privileged by Somali standards. She attended boarding school in Egypt, spoke 5 languages, and was studying political science at university. But in 1969, everything changed when a violent coup forced her family to flee Somalia. "We left in the middle of the night, leaving everything behind," Iman once recalled. As political refugees in Kenya, the family faced an uncertain future. While walking down a Nairobi street in 1975, fate intervened in the most unexpected way. American photographer Peter Beard spotted 19-year-old Iman and was instantly captivated. "Are you a model?" he asked. She wasn't. She'd never even seen a fashion magazine. But Beard was persistent, offering to pay her for a photo shoot. Iman, who had been working as a translator to help support her family, agreed for $8,000, a sum she chose thinking it was so outrageous he'd walk away. He didn't. Instead, he took her photos to Wilhelmina Models in New York. When Iman arrived in America in 1976, the fashion world was waiting. But there was a catch. Beard had fabricated an exotic backstory, claiming she was a goat herder from the desert who didn't speak a word of English. "It was all a lie," Iman later revealed. "I've never even seen a goat in my life. I spoke perfect English, Italian, Arabic." She played along with the fantasy for exactly 1 day before deciding, "This is not who I am. This is not what I stand for." Rise to stardom, challenging beauty standards. Within days of arriving in New York, Iman was booked for Vogue. But the path wasn't smooth. They would say Nefertiti and exotic, words that set you apart, that otherize you, she once said about the industry's inability to simply see her as beautiful. Makeup artists often came unprepared to work with her skin tone. "They would literally rub my face with something very red and then start to make up a face. I was like, I'm not an art canvas, I'm a person." In one infamous incident, a makeup artist asked if she'd brought her own foundation because he didn't have anything for a blue-black person. Instead of giving up, Iman became her own advocate. She mixed her own foundations and taught herself techniques that would work for her skin. This necessity would later inspire one of the most successful cosmetics lines for women of color. By the late 1970s, Iman had become a favorite of top designers like Halston, Calvin Klein, Donna Karan, and Yves Saint Laurent, who once called her "my dream woman." She had a unique way of elevating every piece she wore, turning clothing into living art. "I think one of the best things about Iman is that she made fashion a performance," said Andre Leontali. "The way she moved it wasn't just walking. She brought theater to the runway." The diva reputation, truth or fiction. Like many powerful women of color, Iman developed a reputation for being difficult. But was she actually? "I wasn't difficult, I was determined," she clarified. "When you're a black model, you either stand up for yourself or you disappear." One famous clash came when a photographer asked her to pose nude, not unusual in fashion, except his reason was that he wanted to see if she was the same color all over. Iman not only refused, but publicly called out the racism. The industry was shocked models, especially black models, were expected to tolerate such treatment quietly. Another legendary incident happened at a Valentino show when an assistant roughly grabbed her arm backstage. "Don't ever touch me like that again," Iman told her firmly. Word spread that she was a diva, but to many young models of color, she became a hero who set boundaries when no one else dared. Despite these moments, or perhaps because of them, Iman maintained powerful friendships across the industry. Her close circle included Calvin Klein, Bethan Hardison, and fellow model Beverly Johnson. "We had to be friends," Johnson said. "We were going through the same struggles, often being the only Black women in the room." Personal life, the love story with Bowie. In 1990, Iman attended a dinner party and was seated next to David Bowie. The rock legend later claimed it was love at first sight, saying, "I found her intolerably sexy. I couldn't sleep for the excitement of our first date." Their romance felt like a fairy tale, the rock god and the supermodel, but their connection was deeper than image. "What I fell in love with was David Jones," Iman said, referring to Bowie's birth name. "Not David Bowie. Bowie is just a persona. He's a singer, an entertainer. David Jones is a man I met." They married in 1992 in a private ceremony in Florence. Their daughter, Alexandria Lexi Jones, was born in 2000. The couple remained devoted until Bowie's death in 2016, maintaining one of the most stable relationships in celebrity history. "I still feel married," Iman said years after his passing. "Someone a few years ago referred to David as my late husband, and I said, no, he's not my late husband. He's my husband." Beyond modeling, business empire, and activism. In 1994, Iman launched Iman Cosmetics, a revolutionary makeup line for women of color. This wasn't just a celebrity vanity project, it was a solution to a problem she'd experienced firsthand. "I couldn't find anything to match my skin tone without mixing multiple products together," she explained. At the time, most cosmetics companies offered just a few darker shades as an afterthought. Iman changed the game, creating 16 foundation shades specifically for medium to dark skin tones. Within its first year, the company generated $12 million in revenue. Women of color spend more than $7.5 billion on cosmetics, yet historically have been ignored by the industry, she said. Today, every major beauty brand offers extensive shade ranges, a standard Iman helped establish decades ago. Beyond beauty, Iman became a fierce advocate for diversity in fashion. Along with Naomi Campbell and Bethan Hardison, she formed the Diversity Coalition in 2013 to address the industry's persistent racism. They named specific designers who had used few or no Black models in their shows, a bold move that triggered real change, recent activities, and current impact. In 2018, Iman launched Iman Global Chic, an affordable fashion line that became one of the most successful celebrity brands on HSN. The collection embodies her cross-cultural aesthetic, mixing African-inspired prints with Western silhouettes. After years of refusing fragrance deals, despite lucrative offers, Iman finally launched her first perfume, Love Memoir, in 2021. Unlike typical celebrity scents, it was deeply personal, inspired by her love story with Bowie. The bottle even featured a gold-toned sunset, reminiscent of the horizons they enjoyed at their upstate New York home. In 2023, Iman returned to modeling for a special Vogue Arabia cover, proving at 68 that beauty has no expiration date. The stunning images showed her eternal elegance while challenging ageism in fashion. Most recently, at the 2024 Met Gala, Iman stole the show in a dramatic Harris Reed creation, reminding everyone why she remains fashion royalty 5 decades after her discovery. Even among today's supermodels, she commanded attention. Gigi Hadid was spotted literally bowing to her on the red carpet. Legacy of a pioneer, Iman's impact extends far beyond magazine covers and runway shows. By refusing to be exoticized, by demanding equal treatment and representation, she fundamentally changed how the fashion industry approaches diversity. "I want to be remembered as someone who made a difference," Iman once said. Mission accomplished. Before Iman, models of color were treated as temporary trends. After her, they could be enduring icons. What makes Iman truly extraordinary is that she understood her platform from the beginning. She didn't just build a successful career, she built a path for others. Every model of color working today owes something to her persistence, her refusal to be minimized, and her insistence that Black beauty be celebrated, not merely tolerated. Today, as fashion slowly awakens to inclusivity, Iman's early advocacy seems more relevant than ever. She wasn't just ahead of her time, she helped create a better time for those who followed. That's not just a legacy, it's a revolution,